Welcome, welcome, bloody welcome. It's our comeback show. We've been away. Now we're here again.
The excitement begins.
Well, don't get too excited. Don't build your hopes up. Keep your expectations low and you won't be disappointed. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to this week's
Sunday Chat.
So yeah, we have been away. And the first thing to say is welcome to all new subscribers and to the old subscribers too who are faithful. What?
I thought you were going to say the old and wrinklies again.
Well, I'm not going to say that again. I've said it so many times, Paul. They're all used to that. I'm trying to keep it fresh, new, exciting.
Vibrant.
Vibrant.
You've got quite a demure scarf on today.
Demure. What was I going to say? Yeah, thank you. And I also want to say thank you to everybody who has sent us lovely messages of support over the death of my father, which I'm not going to labour on, but for those of you who don't know, he died suddenly in September at the age of 80, and we attended his funeral last week, which was in my hometown of Macclesfield. So, yeah, you know, 'tis what it is. 'Tis what it is. Funerals are funerals. I do find, however, that it's all a bit outdated now. The whole funeral process.
Yeah.
I think they should bring it up into the space age.
Aren't they doing that by
Sending
shooting
people's ashes
into space?
I think that's fabulous. But no, I think the whole sort of, you know, the whole cremation thing. I've noticed that they no longer do the, you know, the little curtains that open and the coffin goes in.
Oh, I think you can have that.
Yeah, but I don't think they do it because the last couple of funerals I've been to, they don't do that anymore because it enables you to walk past the coffin and touch the coffin if you want to.
Right, yeah.
To say your final goodbye. And also, I think, I don't know, and I sort of smile at this because I find it quite funny, but I think people have this sort of vision that the coffin is going directly into the furnace and the curtains are going to shut and it's going to go poof.
Well, that's James Bond, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? I think people have that, and that's a bit macabre, isn't it?
But that is, what was it? That's what happened in James Bond.
Yeah, I know, but do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, but I think they should update it and have a super-powered laser that just disintegrates everything straight away, and you can go home with a little bag of ashes as a little gift on your way out.
Yeah, I think that process
Do you know what I mean?
is, people think it's quite sort of compact.
It's quite a long process, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, make it more fun. The clue is in the name, funeral, which begins with the word fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good service. And,
It was really good.
Although I thought it was a little bit long.
I think...
But there was a lot to say. There was
Yes.
a lot to say about Dad. I mean, he had a very full life. You know, my dad was a bit of an action man. He did all sorts of manly things like climbing and sailing and all of those kind of things. So there was a lot to say. There were a lot of memories that were shared by family members, blah, blah, blah.
I thought the Magnum comic was good. Because
Well,
your dad was his
kind
dad
of-
was a Magnum man.
Yeah, he kind of was his nickname at one point because he had a big moustache and a big hairy chest and was good looking, you know, obviously. Although he wasn't as glamorous as I am.
Oh, he had his days from
Yeah,
those
he did.
photos.
No, he did. He
Yeah.
certainly did. And yeah,
I didn't know I didn't know he was born in Cornwall.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I didn't know that. There we are. I learnt something.
He was
Mind you, I've
born
learnt
in
lots.
Cornwall, but he wasn't from Cornwall.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there we go. That chapter is not finished, but you know, you kind of close the page on that chapter. But, you know, obviously he'll always be remembered. So, yeah.
There we are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be positive rather than down in the dumps. I've had my moments, you know, but those moments aren't for Sunday chat. So let's move on with the show, Paul.
What are we talking about now?
I have no idea.
Weather.
The weather. Oh yeah, Rich and Paul's weather report from London. London.
It's been
home
a bit
of the
mixed. Queen. No, it's not the home of the Queen.
Home of the Queen, of course it is. The Queen lives in London. Yeah.
I thought
Buckingham Palace.
I thought her Windsor residence was
She
her.
lives at Windsor most of the time during the pandemic. Moves around occasionally. Balmoral, Sandringham.
She visited somewhere with a walking stick, and that made headline news, didn't it?
Well, also what made headline news this week is how irritated the Queen is with the leaders of the world on climate change.
Yeah.
She's like, very irritated. One is very irritated because they don't do anything. That's what she said,
She
didn't
said
she?
they talk.
They talk and don't do.
Yeah.
They don't do it, and it's so true. Anyway, talking about climate change, the climate is changing now. It's getting colder.
It is getting colder.
It's time to cuddle up with your loved ones. Oh.
We are getting to Halloween, I suppose. Yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's quite scary.
What, me giving you love is
Yes.
scary?
It's so unusual. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll stop then.
So yeah,
Weather.
It's blue skies with a lot of white cloud today.
But there are autumnal colours poking
are.
through.
When we were
Poking through.
when we were driving up north, we did notice that as we got further north, the colours became greater, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, people might find this a bit strange in such a small country, but, you know, there is kind of a few degrees difference
Oh, it's quite a few
between
degrees.
the south, where we are, and the north, where I'm from, the northwest of England. And we did notice the change.
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
a little bit further ahead than we are down here. Although the birch tree is a gorgeous golden colour now.
It is.
Isn't
It's
it?
lovely.
Yes, it
it's
is.
lovely. When we were at Kew a few weeks ago, there was some eucalyptus trees which these eucalyptus lose their bark over the winter, and the colours of those were fantastic, absolutely lovely. Did you get any photos of those?
No.
No.
But there weren't that many changes in leaves. There were a few
No.
maples that had changed. But the one of the reasons that we went to Kew was A, to get out for a walk, and B, to see the highlights of the Japan festival, which was lovely. Beautiful installation. Yeah. Chrysanthemums.
That was and then there was
And
that
the
big
haiku.
Yeah, the haiku.
With red threads.
Yeah.
Each containing a haiku about... What was it about? The world.
The world, yeah. Climate, the world,
Life
wasn't it?
in the world.
But
It was lovely.
they'd moved some of the bonsais, I think, from the bonsai greenhouse that we looked at a few years ago. It was nice to see those again because we haven't seen them for quite a while. Though the chrysanthemums, they were what was it? Sunrise?
It was inspired by sunset, I think.
Sunset.
wasn't it? So there were different colours, different bands of colour arranged in the...
Yellow spectrum.
No, the place. What was it?
The temperate house.
in one of the atriums.
The hexagonal atrium, the big one.
Well, it wasn't the big one. The big one was where the haikus were.
Oh yeah,
It was
it
one
was.
of them.
Yeah,
It was
it was
one of the smaller ones, I think you'll
not
find.
the big
Paul.
ones,
No.
the smaller ones. I thought the chrysanthemums were lovely, but I mean, you can get so many really blousy, colourful chrysanthemums it was quite a subdued sunset, I think, rather than the imaginings of a vibrant sunset, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't my favourite bit. We also went up the treetop walkway as well, didn't we? We braved that, which was... I mean, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
No, I don't, because it makes my legs turn to jelly.
It makes my legs turn to jelly.
Are you going to do that for every single line I say?
Well, you say it every time we go up there.
But it does.
It does.
But, I was never afraid of heights as a child, ever.
What is it, 80 foot or something, isn't it?
18 metres.
18 metres.
I was never afraid of heights as a child. I don't know why it suddenly started making my legs wobbly.
Well, I think there's a bit of a difference, isn't there? I mean, it's like those bridges in China that you get that completely glass. I mean, those are frightening. But the walkway is a sort of metal mesh. You know, it's very strong, obviously, though some bits have been renewed, haven't they? Repaired. So it does make you wonder whether anything has gone through at any point.
Don't say that. It makes it even worse. Because I spend the whole time having visions of falling through. No, I do.
With his wobbly legs.
Anyway.
But you do when you walk, it's
it pings.
It does ping, and there's movement.
It sways.
It does sway as well. Yeah. And when we went, it was very. Anyway, it wasn't windy.
Next segment. Weather is cooler. Obviously, we're now in autumn. Lovely, very nice, fresh.
And it looks as though it's going to get wet
this week. Yeah. So there we are.
We were watching a weather forecast the other day, and I think on the Sunday forecast there was rain to the east of Ireland.
Yeah.
The island of Ireland.
Don't start now with the accents.
I did one yesterday in A Week at the Plot segment, which I think was Cornish, but I'm not sure.
Anyway,
anywho,
we've got some thank yous to say, which are rather belated, I'm afraid.
Are you afraid?
I'm always afraid.
You're apologetic. You're not afraid.
It's a turn of phrase, Paul.
I know it is. It's a funny term of phrase, though, isn't it? Why would you be afraid?
So I want to say a big thank you to Faith for this lovely little book, which is Swearing is Good for You, The Amazing Science of Bad Language. As you all know, and as one of those lovely fans that reported me once also knows, I love to have a good swear.
Yeah.
I do. Because people that swear are more intelligent than those who don't.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, on the swearing scale, I'm more of a genius than Einstein.
I think you most probably are, yes.
Can't even hold a book.
No.
But there we are. So thank you very much for that book. That was for my birthday.
Have you learnt any new words recently?
Any new swear words?
Yeah.
I know them all.
He knows them all.
I know them all.
Maybe you need to learn them in different languages now.
This does have things about other languages, but it talks about the psychology around swearing and the history of many of the swear words that we use on a daily, sometimes a minute-to-minute basis.
Sometimes a second-to-second basis.
Sometimes life is just one big swear word.
It
carries on.
Yeah.
I'd like to say a big thank you also to Dave and Courtney, who gifted me this car vacuum cleaner, which I haven't used yet, but will be using. It's gorgeous.
It's very sort of, it's like a ray gun. It looks like a ray gun from what was it, Buck Rogers? Was it Buck Rogers? Or what was the one older than that? Flash Gordon, that's what I'm thinking of.
Well, I think it's fabulous, and thank you so much. They also gifted me this, which I've not opened yet and looked at, but I know exactly what it is. It's a Rocket Book, which is a reusable notebook.
How do you reuse it?
It's wipeable. It's wipeable.
Right.
What you do is there's an app that comes with it, and once you've written your notes, you scan the notes and it sends it to the app, and you can save your notes, and then you basically wipe the note paper clean and reuse it.
And it links up with lots of different apps
I
as
know,
well.
so you can keep your notes. So I am
That's
going to be
great.
having a go at this and opening it soon. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Paul, you've got a thank yous to do as well. A thank you to do.
Thank you to do.
Yeah, look.
Look. Tomatoes from the Isle of Wight company, and also some tomato sea salt,
Oh,
which will be. I want to smell that. Actually, shall I open it? and smell
no,
it?
don't open it now.
But look, there's so many
You'll
different
spill it.
varieties in there, and I'm intrigued.
And who are they from?
Linda.
From
Thank you,
Linda.
Linda. I'm intrigued
they're
by
gorgeous.
these yellow ones. Can you see? Shall I hold those
Well,
up?
we've been sent these before by Linda, haven't we?
We have.
And they were fantastic.
They were, and it was a slightly different. Well, it was a different selection because it was a different. It was a couple of months ago, so it was a different season. But look at this one as well.
It's enormous.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
that may be like a brandy wine type or something. And then look at this green one.
Beautiful.
That's fab. Thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you.
And I'm completely intrigued by the tomato salt.
What is it? Sea salt with tomato powder?
I think it's sort of like impregnated with tomato juice and then dried. But I don't know. Maybe is it quite damp?
It's going to open it and spill it.
No, I'm not going to open it.
Well, sea salt can be damp, can't it? The mineral salt that we get is... You're going to spill it, I know you are.
I can't open it. I can open it. Oh no, it's dry, look. It's
Fantastic.
Oh, it does. It smells absolutely of tomatoes.
I think a bit did go up my nose, actually.
I'm intrigued. What's it? I can't read. I haven't got my glasses. So, Irish. No, it doesn't say.
Roasted tomato sea salt.
What's the ingredients?
Hallenmon sea salt. 15% roasted Isle of Wight tomatoes.
There we are. So it's roasted tomatoes mixed in with it.
Lovely, Paul. Lovely.
Oh yeah, no,
Lovely
I'm intrigued
now.
by that.
Move on now. Thank
What's
you,
it say?
everybody.
Lightly roasted and then ground. There we are.
Shall we move
Say
on now?
how to
Shall
use
we move
it.
on? Move on. Move on.
Is
Paul.
Holdenmon, is that going to be in the Isle of Wight?
Isle of Wight, I assume. Like Innismon is Anglesey.
There we are. You learn it here, you see. I'm going to have to check that though, yeah. But thank you very much. We're going to be having some of those, I think, on toast today.
Thank you. So, in general, I mean, there hasn't been much else going on recently, has there? I mean, I've been at work,
Yeah.
but obviously took some bereavement leave.
It's been actually, because of what's been going on, because of Richard's dad and because of going to see Mum, it's been actually quite a busy time, and there's been quite a lot of organising to do, and work-wise for Earth's sake there's been quite a lot to do because we're doing a new shopping list at the moment, so we've been sort of adding new products and checking things, so it feels as though it's been quite busy. And then today we've got the community gardens AGM, which is going to be the last one that I attend as a sort of past committee member, if you like. And then next week we have our allotment AGM. So there's work to do for that. So writing a sort of review of the last couple of years because we haven't had, it was postponed last year, so the AGM was postponed and then cancelled. So there's quite a lot to do and accounts, and it's just sort of quite busy at the moment, really. We've got out a couple of times, but not really sort of for our own sort of enjoyment of walking, if you see what I mean, and photography. It's been, everything we've done has been around doing something of an event, if you see what I mean, hasn't it?
Well, it's weird because the past few months have felt really busy. We have been travelling around doing things. I mean, since we got the car from Dad earlier this year, that has enabled us to get out and about a lot more. And we've been up north a lot more this year.
Yes.
There was picking the car up, there was Auntie Maureen's birthday party.
Yeah.
There was Dad's birthday party.
Yeah.
And then obviously Dad's funeral. So, and then in between that we've had trips out and about. So, we went up to Wales as well. We've been to Guernsey a few times. So it's felt like a really busy 6 months or so.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess it's comparing that with the time during lockdown.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The previous year where we didn't really do an awful lot of getting out and about because we didn't have a car.
No, we were, using a zip car. We'd go and see Vivi. Vivi would come here. But this year with Richard's dad's car since June, it's been more. Yeah, we've got out.
It was earlier than June.
Was it?
It was May.
Was it May?
Yeah.
May. There
Sure,
we are.
It was May.
Well, it doesn't. I mean, 6 months ago.
Yeah. And now, of course, we're going into winter, and actually, I find winter a more enjoyable time to walk.
What, because of the briskness of it?
Yeah,
or?
I find the coolness, although we've not had a terribly hot summer, the coolness is great for walking. You can get a real walk on without sweating your tits off, frankly. And also, the other thing that happens is you get improved distant views.
Why?
Because the trees lose their leaves.
Oh,
Paul.
I see what you mean. Yes, of course.
You get improved distant views, so views you didn't see normally are framed with the branches of the trees, which I find interesting. And also, I think trees are more interesting to look at when they lose their leaves. So for me, it's I don't know. You get that smell as well, that lovely autumn smell. Very often in the countryside, combined with wood smoke, which I think is just lovely. So I'm looking forward to doing some winter walks, some more autumn walks to catch the colours.
Yeah.
Which will be coming in the next few weeks, which will be great.
And I think we'll be going back to Kew, won't we, for colours?
Definitely.
In a few weeks' time.
So if you don't follow us already on Facebook and Planet Vegetaria, that's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Richard and Paul since 2017, that's contractual. Or Instagram, please follow us because we'll be sharing those photos and snippets of video there as well. Lovely. Anyway, let's move on. What now?
I was just looking at you.
My glamour.
For one instant, I was just overtaken by your beauty.
Naturally. So, Paul, what have we been watching on television? We've watched quite a bit of TV, haven't we?
Well, we have. I mean, we haven't really reported on our TV for watching for quite a long time. We did chat about it in our sort of couple of podcasts that we did. I've got a very itchy nose today. Vigil. We saw Vigil, didn't we? Which finished a good couple of weeks ago on the BBC.
Oh, we finished Vigil.
Definitely worth a watch. I think BBC, they're now, you have a chance to watch them for a whole year, I think. So.
And of course, Annika finished as well, our favourite show. So hopefully there'll be more of that.
And in the last episode, she says something, and I said the line at exactly the same time that she did, because I had guessed something. Yeah. And we also watched Endeavour, the sort of short season. Was it short season?
And Vera. Another short season.
Yeah. Well, it was because of the pandemic, wasn't it? So there's more Vera to come in
Everybody's
February.
using the pandemic as an excuse
But it's
now,
true.
I find.
That's what happened.
Really?
But anyway, it was interesting. The last episode of Endeavour was particularly interesting because it was set in a house. It was a sort of murder mystery in a house.
Yes, that was quite good.
And it was quite different. And then I was watching Midsummer Murders. You were snoring, and I was watching Midsummer Murders, a very recent episode. I think the latest episode. And again, that was set in a house. Both of the houses were sort of cut off for different reasons. And then in Silent Witness, the season finale, that's it, of Silent Witness, again set in an enclosed space. So I think everyone has suddenly gone, we need to be a bit more Agatha Christie and set something in an enclosed space.
Everyone has.
Everyone, the whole world, and other beings in the universe that we don't yet know.
I think that tomato sea salt's gone to your head. No more snorting that, Paul, from now on. We also we watched The Sky at Night, as you know, monthly programme.
What was it about this month?
I don't know.
I didn't see it all.
No, it cut off.
Oh, did it? Oh, was that because it was an hour long and it was only half an hour?
No, it's because you did your usual not setting the timer properly.
Well, it
Don't make excuses, Paul.
I'll have to add some minutes.
Yes.
I have to say, this new Virgin Media system that we've got, which we've had for 6 months or so, if not longer, it's not as good as the old one.
No, it's not. Let's move on.
No.
RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
Yes.
We're now on episode
4.
Yeah. There are a couple of queens that are really annoying me, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really warmed up properly yet.
But there are some that I'm warming to.
The show, I mean, hasn't warmed up properly. It takes me 5 or 6 episodes to really know who's going to win.
Who do you think's going to win?
Well, we're not into 5 or 6 episodes yet, so I don't know.
Who do you think is going to win rather than know who's going to win?
I don't even know the queens' names yet. That's the problem. I've not solidified my favourite queen. I usually find that it's the more level-headed ones who aren't as demonstrative tend to be the winners.
I quite like Ella Day.
Yeah.
And I really, really like Theresa May.
Yeah, but I don't think she's going to win.
No, I don't think so. But I do. I just love the humour that she has. It's great. It's great. And because she was picked last on one of the tasks and sort of made a pointed joke about it, and it was picked up later on, and I like that. Some people get seen as an underdog, and actually there's so much more to them, and I think she's like that.
We're also watching the Great British Bake Off as well.
I mean,
I'm not enjoying them at all. I have to say, and I'm really sorry to say this, but I really don't like the presenters.
No.
I don't dislike them as people. I'm sure they're very nice people, but I just don't find Matt Lucas or
Noel Fielding
funny
in this setting.
I've found them both funny in comedy shows that they've done as performers, but as being themselves, The jokes don't land for me. I
No.
literally have not laughed once at anything they've said.
It's a bit like a negative mic drop in my...
What do you mean?
Well, boom, gone. But there's nothing actually to
boom about. Yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. That neither of them do. I don't know, and they do this on so many shows now, where the presenters they seem to choose them because somebody's thought they were funny at some point.
Well, I think
Do you know what I mean?
I think there's an awful lot of statistics analysis that goes on, rather than whether personalities will come across.
But some of them, the girl that did the sewing bee,
the new one,
she was brilliant.
And
The sewing bee girl, Irish girl.
you mean the Great Pottery Throwdown?
Oh, not the sewing bee. No, that was Joe Lycett. Yes,
Absolutely.
The pottery bee.
Pottery Bee.
The pottery one. That's it. She was excellent.
Brilliant.
Joe Lycett.
Well, it's not Joe Lycett next time, is it? It's going to be that American blonde that you don't like,
Oh,
the comic
God,
that you
no.
don't like.
Who's
I
had her
think.
lips done.
Has she?
And now she can't speak. I mean, no, I don't like her either. I just don't think she's funny, full stop. I think she might have said a couple of funny things at some point, but she's not my taste at all.
And the whole thing with Bake Off, it's just so... I mean, it's so ridiculous now, So what are you going to do for your signature bake? I'm going to do a fairy tale castle in 27 layers using 56 different flavours, and it's all going to come together into one thing. And I'm also doing a unicorn made out of dreams. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Just bake a bloody cake. Do that
no,
bread.
Paul, come on, don't be ridiculous.
Oh no, it's ludicrous.
When they do a showstopper, they've got to do something that that stops the show. So there is a pressure on them. The problem is that they say, well, it worked when I was at home.
Yeah.
But I've only practiced it once.
And the one that went out this week, I mean, to be a baker of her advanced years and not understand you need to put flour into something.
Oh, that was a bit ridiculous. Anyway, let's move on because frankly, I'm asleep on that sofa. Really. We also watched a drama series that we've seen before called Code of a Killer, which is based around a crime that occurred at the same time as a breakthrough in DNA analysis occurred. And it's about how that was used to catch the killer. So that's recommended.
I'm enjoying it better the second time round, actually.
Yeah. Another show that we've restarted watching is the new season of Archer, which is an animation cartoon aimed towards a more mature audience.
Yeah.
Which we've watched.
A couple of episodes of.
How many seasons? It's season 7, isn't it?
I think we're on season 7, but I think there's 10 seasons now.
Yeah. We find it funny. We
Yeah.
always have. We've been watching it for a few years now. So if you kind of like, cartoons.
It's about an agency.
Detective agency.
Detecting agency run by a alcoholic mother who's very functioning, and her son, and the characters around them. Love it.
Great characters. So we've been watching
What's
that.
that, Netflix?
I think so,
I think that's Netflix.
Grandchester as well.
Yeah, I mean this season they've really delved into the challenges of being gay in a society
in the 50s and 60s.
Of many moons ago, and it's been a bit of a difficult watch actually. You sort of went, oh no.
Yeah, I'm finding it really difficult because the character Leonard, who is played by a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
Al Weaver, is
Yeah.
it? He's really good, but Leonard is painful to watch. It's a painful situation for Leonard to be in, and for people that grew up in the 70s, 60s and 70s with the prejudice that still existed then against gay people, one can only imagine how horrendous it must have been to be outed in the 60s, the 50s and 60s, when being gay was illegal. And it still is in many countries now, as we know, and punishable by death.
And in many other countries, including the UK, there's still prejudices. You know, it's
kind of a difficult watch, and I've kind of said no, I can't watch anymore at the moment because I don't feel. I don't want my television viewing to be too challenging, frankly, at the moment, because it's too much. But yeah, your heart goes out to the character of Leonard, although he is supported by the people close to him.
But not supported by the church.
No, and is he a vicar or a priest? Curate. So yeah, but it is a good show. I did prefer the previous guy.
Yeah. Who was
James Dudar. I can't remember.
It's
the
not
name.
Pure 4, is it?
No.
Can't remember.
There are a couple of new shows that we're going to be trying. Hollington Drive with Anna
Maxwell
Martin, who we love.
Yeah.
Who was one of the lead roles in Motherland, which is fantastic. I'd like to watch that again, actually.
Well, it's funny you say that, but I was looking at it on BBC iPlayer yesterday, and I was going to say to you, should we watch it again?
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny, so good. And another new show that we're going to be trying as well is the Madame Blanc Mysteries, which is set in France, stars a northern actress, Lindsay... Oh, I can't remember her second name. Sorry, Lindsay, I know you're not watching. Who was in Scott and Bailey, and she's also the writer of this show.
Yeah.
Or one of the writers. And it's about an antiques dealer.
Is that Channel 5?
On Channel 5 in the UK. So we're looking forward to that. So we've got, that's the good thing about autumn and winter.
Yeah.
You've got new shows.
And I've been doing quite a lot of bean podding whilst we've been watching things as well.
You have, yes.
I've got through... I thought I did quite well. I only got a few beans scattered about.
Yeah, you did
and I
well.
didn't make a lot of mess at all.
No, you didn't.
And I cleared up.
Yes, you did. You didn't vacuum, though.
No, I didn't vacuum. I know you like vacuuming.
Well, I vacuum virtually every other day anyway.
Yes, you do. So I wanted you to have something to vacuum up.
How kind.
So actually, I was doing you a great favour.
Thank you.
So yes, there's a lot of beans drying on the table at the moment. Oh, and I did... I posted this on Planet Vegetaria. Some of Shaz's Scarlet Emperor runner beans, which are black and sort of mauve, came out jet black.
Yeah.
Absolutely jet black. And I am intrigued. Another reason I'm intrigued is because all of the ones that were jet black were 5 seeds in a pod. And all of the seeds are like the same size. And I noticed after I'd unpodded 3 of them, I went, oh, hang on, I've got 15 beans and I've done 3 of these. And then every single one that I found after that, there were 5 black seeds in a pod.
How do you know it wasn't another plant that had grown with it?
Because somebody would have had to have gone and planted it in there. Because I know that I only sowed Shaz's Scarlet Emperor runner beans there. I didn't have any of these beans.
Well, does that happen to beans? Does that kind
of
thing?
Yeah, it can do. It can. I don't know what the background is to Scarlet Emperor runner beans, and I'm wondering whether it's regressed to what it may have been before, because I don't think it will have been about cross-pollination. I absolutely don't. So, yeah, intrigued. And what I'm really intrigued about, of course, is what they will produce when we sow them next year.
Well, as long as they're edible.
Well, they're perfectly edible, absolutely.
Lovely. Thank you, Paul.
But I will have to remember that they are runner beans, because they do need additional cooking time, like kidney beans, where other beans, the toxins aren't as high, but in runner beans, the toxins are higher. Lower than kidney beans, but higher than other beans, so they do need to be rapidly boiled to get rid of those toxins.
Good. Yes.
Fascinating.
Lovely. And to round up today's show, we're going to have Word of the Week.
What were?
Which is a word I came across. Gourmandize.
Is that when you take something and you make it into a gorgeous tasting dish?
Gourmandize. G-O. Well, there's two ways to spell it. The English way of spelling it is Gourmandise. Gourmandize. The American spelling is Gourmandize.
Which, of course, is incorrect. Yeah.
Yes.
It's American.
Gourmandize.
That's what I think it is. I think it's when you take something and you make it into a gorgeous, nourishing dish.
No, that's wrong.
Is it when you take something and you make it beautiful?
No.
Is it the transposition of something to something else?
No.
I don't know what it is then.
Gourmandize means to eat good food to excess.
Oh.
Comes from the French gourmand.
Which means
to eat too much.
Right, I didn't know that. But Thank you for that.
It's to eat good food, so it's to have an appreciation of that food as well, not just being a glutton.
It's a bit like, so that's obviously where gourmet, that's the basis.
When you bake a lasagna enough for 4 and you end up splitting it into 2.
You gourmandize it.
Yeah, because it's so good you've got to keep on eating it.
We have done that.
Oh yeah. Not anymore. We're not cutting down at the moment.
We're
being good. Only 2 slices of toast this morning.
Yes.
Instead of 6.
I don't think so.
Not really.
No.
We have 3, don't we, very often, but we decided to keep it at 2, just keeping the portions under control.
But also they were big slices. This was actually from a bought loaf that that I ordered. Well, in fact, I didn't order this loaf from the milkman. I ordered 2 others, and they didn't have those. So an Alison wholemeal was delivered, so it was just a bog standard loaf.
Yeah, okay, that's it now.
Yeah, I could go on about it. Yeah.
So that's it for
But
this.
when we have 3 slices,
Silence!
it's sometimes it's very often of our own bread, which is sort of smaller. That's what I was trying to say, and I wasn't saying very well
Silence.
at all.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. What? Sunshine. Thank you, Paul. It's going in now. Now you've mentioned it. Thank you for watching. Bloody thank you. You can speak again now.
Okay.
And we'll see you very soon. Hopefully next week's episode will be slightly more buoyant than this.
That's like in the sea, isn't it? Because you have buoys, B-O-U-Y-S, in the sea, because they're buoyant. Yeah. That used to confuse me as a really young child until I understood the spelling of it. Because it was all crab pots. You have your buoys above your crab pots and things. So, yeah.
Thank you, bloody thank you. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.